Surprise, surprise. 1 second, let me... there we go, create post. There we go, that's better. Oh. Well, considering what it was like yesterday, kind of surprised it's like this. But who knows what the later day is going to bring. Looks like, if you can see the sky from over there, probably looks like it's absolutely about to tip it down. Hopefully not anytime soon, at least at the moment. Oh. But again, surprisingly cold for what we had yesterday. Catho G, good morning, good morning, good morning. Like I say, good morning, everyone else joining us. Like I say, hit the like, hit the share button, etc. Let people know we are live. Oh, and of course, 'tis that time of the year again. I don't know if you can see him. New pony. Right there. Woo. Oh. So yeah, it's kind of weird it being so cold like after it was yesterday, because we've had some alternating weather patterns. But then again, you know, typical British weather, I suppose I could say, all in all. Oh. So, oh, hang on, let's get down here first. There we go. I'm breaking in a new pair of walking shoes, so they're a bit bouncy and springy at the moment, so I'm not quite used to it. It's like I put my foot down, it's like whoop. Oh no, I thought they'd gotten rid of the cows then, but no, they are still here. Still here. But good morning, everyone else joining us. Oh, yeah, I might be right about my theory that it's about to rain. The cows are lying down. No bowler hat, I feel lied to. Well, you know, can't wear it all the time. You know, can't wear it all the time. Oh. But I did wear it when I was speaking to the guys on the Bin podcast. Oh. We had a very good talking discussion about what was going on. Hang on, let me get past this cow, because it is a bit. There we go. Nice and gentle. There we go. Oh. So yeah, it's been an interesting week, hasn't it? You know, I've already talked about it on one video, but the strategy that the Labour government seems to be going down is just not one that's going to work. We've seen this played out before. The Tories did it. You know, the Tories have already run this idea, and I don't know if the idea seems to be that they can somehow do it better because they're, quote, more competent. I don't know. I don't get what the idea and the strategy behind it all is. It just seems, I think, as I've unfortunately thought, that after, of course, the local elections, they might get a bit knee-jerky. Ben Ridings, good morning to you. Yes, your eyes do not deceive thee. It is a good morning walk, like I say. Spread the word. Send the eagles. Send the ravens. Release the crows. No, but good morning to you, Ben. Like I say, good morning to everyone else watching as well. Like I say, please do hit the like and share button. Gets more people in the chat. But yeah, it seems to be a complete, absolute knee-jerk reaction. Absolute knee-jerk reaction to it. And it's like, why do they not understand that? Like, what's going on in this strategy? Because even I can't work it out. Because you're basically doing the exact same strategy Rishi Sunak tried to employ. Trying to out Farage. And as I've said multiple times, if you dance to Farage's tune, if you play his game, the only person that ends up winning is Farage, because you effectively at that moment tell the voting public that yes, Farage is right, but, and then you try and say something else, but you've already sort of given him what he wants. And then those people who are, shall we say, reform curious start paying more attention to Farage. Not only that, but you lose, just as we saw with the Conservatives, they lose the more moderate voters. And as I keep on bringing up to people, in the UK, where you look at people, are you on the left? Are you on the right? Or are you a centrist? And guess what? People unanimously always come back centrist. That is the main voting bloc in the UK. It's centrists. It's a massive voting bloc, bigger than that of either the left or the right. So they're going to scare away the more moderates, the more people on the left. And not only that, you're not going to attract anyone on the right either, because if you looked at the papers, they were all, going in on Starmer. So it clearly hasn't worked. Clearly hasn't brought anyone over. For some reason he took GB News, which I will say now as a strategy, very brave to take GB News on a, on an adventure. Cavaland, good morning to you. And I do applaud the fact, Dave W, good morning to you. Like button smashed, excellent, that's what we like to see. I do applaud the fact that he took them and he, faced them sort of head on. A lot of other, prime ministers, politicians wouldn't do that. And I think, again, okay, praise him for that. But everything else, the fact that after GB News laid into him, Robert Jenrick basically also used that as an opportunity to try and lay into Starmer as well. It clearly, as a strategy, did not work. You are not going to win those voters. It is impossible to win those voters because the Tories tried this strategy, didn't work. So once again, why are they trying this strategy of which they know fully well that they've seen in action not work? Madness. Madness, as they say. Oh. Oh. Hopefully my hay fever doesn't kick on that. Yeah, Morgan McSweeney. I think that's part of the problem. I think I think they need to get someone new in. Oh, of course. Pony, pony, pony. Yeah, here madness lies. Yeah, how does GBBs lose 90k a day and why? Exactly. It is being paid for by multi-billionaires, and even they've had to like jettison and abandon people because they want to try and keep it as low running as possible and try and make it some sort of version of UK version of Fox News. Bizarre, but there you go. But I really do hope that, quite frankly, they'll look at the polls, they'll look at all the stuff that's going on and realise, yeah, none of that's exactly worked. And I hope they'll change direction. I really do hope they'll change direction. And oh look, new ponies. It's always weird walking down here to this area because you're like, oh, that's new, that's new. Oh, this one. There we go, this one having a rest. Bless him, he's tired. Oh dear. But yeah, it's very worrying. And of course this once again comes out to what I have to say every single time something like this happens. Write to your MP, especially if they're a Labour MP at this moment in time. Always worth writing to them about this. You know, go see them in the surgeries if you happen to have one as well. Blue Badger, good morning, good morning, good morning. I literally think those two ponies there probably, if you look at the size, they're about to pop. I think they're waiting there to give birth by the looks of it. So, yeah, like I say, write to your MP, go see them in the surgeries. It has more of an impact than people think on that. And, you know, tell them, you know, this isn't the direction the party should be going in. You shouldn't be, you know, dancing to Farage's tune because the only person that wins at that point is the piper. And sooner or later, you have to pay the piper. And that's when things like, well, what happened at the local elections? And now comes the chaos. Because, oh boy, hath the chaos erupted on local councils. So, oh boy, the chaos. I mean, it's just non-stop this week. Really has been non-stop. Martin, Adrian, good morning to you. I say the chaos has been non-stop in, like, we've had councillors literally cutting and running after winning. There's the whole thing going on with Andrea Jenkins, which seems to be very much a paperwork issue. Unfortunately, she's probably not going to lose a mayoral seat, which honestly sort of wish she was, because that would be hilarious if she did. But the most probably that will end up happening is the county council that it goes to might give them a fine. Like, I have to say, it is, you know, mostly we can expect as a fine, which again still will be funny. Still be funny. Still be, honestly, quite funny at this point if they do receive a fine. But unfortunately, Andrew Jenkins not going to lose a seat. Wish they would do. It would be so funny to see Andrew Jenkins lose a seat. But the big question and the chaos you're going to see happen now is the fact that a lot of these reform councillors have no idea what they're doing. They are going to be literally just incompetent. They're going to put forward policy that's not going to make a lot of sense, that probably isn't even going to work to begin with. And yes, there are some of these reform councillors that are ex-Conservatives. However, when you look at their track record, and oh boy, if you look at what some of the outgoing Conservative councillors or Conservative councillors that are there on the, like, still on the council, they've been pointing out the fact, oh yeah, that so-and-so who's now in this position, yeah, he was terrible. That's why we never gave him any. That's why we never advanced him. That's why they never advanced them, or they gave them any positions, because they knew that these guys would cause problems. So they never gave them any serious positions of power. Like, never really gave them any serious positions of power. But this is where they're going to come home to roost, literally. You know, in Leicestershire, prime example. You've got a 19-year-old kid being made head of child services. That is insane. That is such a position of responsibility, because he is now responsible for the entire education, the safeguarding. He's in charge of all, like, kids in care in that council area, special needs education. You know, he's in charge of so much. And the idea that you put someone in there who is 19-year-old, never had any political experience, never ever had any contact with any of that type of stuff, and yet you give him such a serious position. Oh, but don't worry, he says. You know, he was just a child, so he's totally, you know, down with the youth, down with the kids. And I'm like, What argument is that? What argument is that you are now in charge of a position that has so many crucial things to so many hundreds of kids throughout that region that he's now in the Leicestershire region? Honestly, disaster. Disaster waiting to happen. And I will say this now, and I've said this again. If there are any councillors, be they former or current councillors, in those constituencies, and you want to come on and you want to explain like what these idiots are up to, or what they're doing, or what stupidity they're doing, or what scandals there are brewing around with them, I'll gladly platform you. I will gladly platform you. I don't care what party you may be from. Conservative, Labour, Lib Dem, Green, whatever. Come tell me about the lunacy that is going on that council right now. I will gladly, give you a platform to do so on that. Cameron, good morning to you, and good morning to everyone else watching as well. Like I say, hit the like, hit the share button on that. My council in Staffordshire fell to them. My local council lost his seat. He's my cousin by marriage, but I've never voted for him or the Conservatives, LOL. Reform and responsibility don't mix. Exactly. It's so bizarre. And what's other interesting we're hearing as well is that in some of these councils, they don't actually have overall control. So they don't have the numbers to be in control. But what we're hearing is a lot of the parties have just gone, well, okay, you went on a big local campaign and you said, and I quote, we are now not only the true opposition, we are the party of like true governance. You know, the mainstream parties have made all this mess and we are the party that will now go in and clean it all up because we know what we're doing. Oh, some geese there. And how well do you think that message has gone over with the other party's councillors? Not very well. Oh. Away they go. Away they go. Tim Ballon, good morning. Morning. We now have a Reform county councillor. He's already getting emails asking why potholes haven't been fixed yet. Exactly. You know, you run a campaign. You know, you look at all the campaigns these guys have run, and it's all about we are better than any other party. We are the ones. You know, we are the ones that are like the true geniuses when it comes to politics. And we can sort all this out easily. We can just wave our magic wand. And it's rhetoric. It's rhetoric. And always the case with people like this, rhetoric doesn't match the reality, especially when it comes to running for that type of political position. Because when you win, you actually have to go and start doing what you said. And now they're coming to the reality of, oh, we really don't actually understand anything about what we just did. Yeah, they'll, they'll be repaired in 2 weeks, to borrow a term used by Nigel's American friend. He'll do nothing about them. I mean, councils have a substantial budget to fix potholes. The big problem is sometimes some roads need more maintenance than others. You know, if, for example, you live on a road that gets a lot of HGV traffic, then are there swans about? There's evidence of them being here. Can't see them. Anyway. Yeah. One finds oneself agreeing with some Conservatives. I know. But you'll find, and you will find, that a lot of these, the opposition coming from these reform councillors is coming from the Conservatives, because, as I keep on trying to point out, local politics is its own animal. It's its own wild beast, and it can go crazily out of control. It's like trying to keep 600 different Wild Wests under control. Local politics is not Westminster. It's 600 different Westminsters going on at once. Just imagine that. Captain, good morning to you. Good morning, everyone else. Hang on. Is it actually possible that some of those reform people actually do some good? Well, as I've said, there is always the possibility and likelihood that some of them are competent. Some of them are ex-councillors from the Conservatives. Like I say, they're defected. The whole issue comes now is what I've been saying for a while. How does Nigel Farage, who has set up his own personal unit in his London Reform HQ office, how on earth does he think he can control 10 different councils from a single office in London? Simple answer, you can't. Local politics cannot accommodate that amount of centralisation. It just can't. It just can't at all. I mean, it just generally can't. And this is where they're going to come up an absolute disaster sooner or later. You are introducing the possibility of just scandals and disasters breaking out in these reform controlled areas now. And what's even worse is, again, a lot of people really haven't even realised this yet, but it is going to happen now, is in places like Leicestershire, Nottinghamshire in particular, those areas and those county councils, or at least the city councils that didn't get a vote this time, they are all being devolved now into bigger councils, into a bigger system. So they're making sort of, I'm trying to remember what the term they use now. It's not like multinational, not multinationals. I'm trying to remember what the term is that they use. What's up? Haven't got anything, unfortunately. I know. I can see you looking at me like that, but I have nothing for you. I know. Why the long face? Why the long face? Anyway, shall we go the other way? Because it will actually be quite dry. And we'll go the other way, because we haven't been that way for a while, have we, horse? Have we? We're going to go that way? Yeah, we're going to go that way. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Sarah. Good morning to everyone else. Oh, hang on. Let's get around there. Good morning to everyone else in the chat as well. So it is going to be a time bomb. It's a time bomb issue. Richard from Thailand, good morning to you. Like I say, good morning, everyone else joining us. It is a time bomb issue. It is a time bomb issue for some of these councils. And it's just, when does one go off? Anyway, back to the multi. So, especially in like Leicestershire, they're devolving now, and they are going to find that city council now becomes part of like the wider Leicestershire County Council region. Whereas previously, these cities had their own, county council. They're going to be absorbed. And here's the thing. Who's in charge of doing that? Who's in charge of redrawing those boundaries? Who decides who gets what along all that other power stuff? It's the Leicestershire County Council, not the City Council. Who's in charge of that county council is now Reform. So they are not only just in charge of running the county council, they are also in charge of a political formation that is going to result in the full future of that region. It's... Oh, hang on. Ooh. There we go. Oh, there we go. So it's going to be really so much of a disaster. And it's just waiting. Honestly, it's just waiting to happen. I mean, what happens when one of these reform councils goes bankrupt? And then, of course, you've got Luke Hall, the now East Yorkshire regional mayor, who has no idea what he's doing. He's got to set up an entire new political, organisation, pretty much, in that region. And guess what? There's only him. There's only him so far. And he has no political experience. He was a boxer. He has no clue what he's doing. He has no clue what he is doing. And honestly, I'm waiting to see what interviews come out, because one of the other things that's come out recently is all these reform people have been told you're not allowed to do media interviews. Kind of interesting, that, isn't it? That you gain power into these positions, you have all this chaos going on with, people resigning, quitting, shall we say, past social media ramblings coming to light. Oh no, you can't just all you need to do is you need to turn around, tell anyone that asks you for an interview or anything like that, oh, you're just settling into the office and you'll get back to them. Yeah, they'll totally get back to them. Oh, that is such a bizarre situation that goes on. And when things also start to go wrong with the council and they're like, yeah, council so-and-so, can we have an interview about this? No, I can't have it. Oh, one angry penguin. Penguins on the march. But no, good morning everyone else joining us. So we are out in the middle of our good morning walk. But then there's also the thing, I don't know if people saw, I think it was Gloucestershire Live. Oh, this is the other thing I'm having to do now, is I'm having to make sure I'm now bookmarking like all these local newspapers and newspaper stuff, just so I can keep track of like what's going on in all these reform councils, because they're the ones who are going to be reporting all this. It's the local journalists who are going to be doing the job of telling us what's going on in these local councils. Oh, Salfrain, good morning to you. And here I was thinking things would get boring after the Tories were voted out of the government. But oh boy, UK politics is the gift that keeps on giving. Yeah. Caroline, has Ben Habib come up with any new policies for his new party? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, one thing I want to happen now is I want Rupert Lowe to sue Reform. So I've said this before in the past. The second that happens, we get a discovery phase, and that's where we get all the information of like emails and things like that going on as well. And you are now also seeing why Yusuf was brought in to give the appearance that they were doing some sort of like constitutional rejigging, that they were professionalising the party. Yusuf hasn't done a thing. Like, nothing has changed in the structure of Reform UK. It has not changed. It has not changed. And yet, here they are saying that they are the party that is somehow better than the other two parties. Well, you've got control of 10 councillors and 2, regional mayors. Time to prove it. Time to prove it. And they won't. The disasters are about to unfold. The scandals will come into view, because I'm betting we're going to see councillors go bankrupt under this reform stuff. Rupert Low IQ. That's a good one. That's a good one. But no, I really want him to sue and take Reform to court, because I want to see what happens and comes out of that case. Because I am betting that there should be so many skeletons in the closet that they want to keep covered up. But it's just what happens, and can they keep them covered up, especially when it's a court case like that, and where he's asking for, the evidence. What communications are we going to see between the the executive to the to the people, and it's so much stuff could come out from that. So I'm like, please, Rupert Lowe, do like the one sensible thing in your life and sue Reform UK. Yeah, exactly. It's going to do the same trick. Someone stopped us. We need more power. Well, they're going to start blaming council workers. That's the move they're going to do. You absolutely know they're going to start blaming council workers. And here's the thing, council workers can't defend themselves. You know, if they, I don't know, take the blame for something, or they're getting blamed by Reform, like county council members aren't allowed, or at least council workers aren't allowed to go to the press or anything like that. It's going to have to be all anonymous how they report the stuff going on. That's what it's going to have to be. Oh, Charles, good morning. I'm going to have to pay attention to where I'm walking, not the screen, unfortunately, because I've forgotten how uneven this is. But yeah, it's time bomb. Honestly, time bomb. And it's just what goes wrong first for them. But yeah, as I said at the beginning of this, the strategy that they're currently deploying, I can't make head and tails out of it, because it's the exact same one Sunak did, and why do you expect it to go any better than Sunak? Honestly, it's like, what are they doing? I do forget how lovely this walking down here is. It's just you just can't do it though during certain times of the year, because this is an absolute muddy wild ride. And like I say, especially along that part, incredibly dangerous. But when it's dry like this, absolutely lovely to walk through. And then you walk into a bunch of flies. Oh. But ooh, yeah, and you walk into a spider web. There we go. But yeah, I don't understand it, honestly. It's not going to work. We know it's not going to work because we've seen it done before, and we know it's not going to work. Oh. Granny Waddlebottom, good morning. Right. The big question is where to go, because I don't have. Because this is the problem, I haven't put my wellies on. And normally, I could just wade across this, and it would be easy to do. However, I've got my new walking boots on. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that this time. Oh. Maybe I could navigate that slightly. We'll see. Wish me luck, readers. Wish me luck. Oh, there we go. And why have they put a spring there or something? I don't know. Anyway. Mud. Oh. Oh, what's that? See, this is now where I need to go down to the river to wash my toes off my boots. Because they can't. Sneak back here again. No one thought this was a good idea. Oh, that's right, me. Oop, nearly. Nearly. That's a bit better. Alright, okay. So, back this way. You cross one way only to find out you get muddy and you have to go back to wash. And that's slippy. That is slippy as hell. Get off that rock. And we're across. Anyway, we've survived. We're across. After crossing twice. Oh, the fun of a countryside walk. Oh dear. Anyway. Oh dear. Where were we? Richard Grumpy Git, good morning. Journey across the muddy stream sounds like labour at the moment. Yeah, what a way to go. Oh wow, have they? I'm sure the farmer here must be doing something crazy because he keeps on doing stuff and moving stuff around. And you've now got Paul here. He's going across there. You've now got a spring popping up there. I don't know what he's doing, but oh well, he's doing something, I suppose. He's doing something, I suppose. Richard, good morning to you. Oh, hang on. Starmer's Rivers of Blood approach needs to stop on immigration, playing into the hands of reform. Exactly. This is what I have said before. Let's see if we can just go here. There we go. Much easier. Acrobatics check passed. But yeah, it was really dumb. So dumb. I don't understand the strategy. I don't understand why they're doing it. It's the wrong approach to do, because it all comes down to, as we said at the beginning, ironically at the exact part of this, going the opposite way. You are basically in that moment telling people Farage is right, but then you're going, oh, but Farage and co aren't competent, or they're not responsible enough, etc., etc. The problem is, you started off your entire anti-Farage speech with, oh, Farage is right. And the main problem is that makes all those, quote, reform curious people, as they are dubbed, that makes them move over to reform. So it does no favours for them all. And then they push away any of the moderates, exactly like we saw in the Conservative Party when they were doing all that rhetoric. Charles, they say that Thatcher was lucky with her enemies. So is Starmer. but he should learn her and attack rather than copy. Yep. Don't copy, attack. And Farage is so vulnerable on a lot of stuff. For example, Starmer could have gone in really hard on the fact of this flag stuff that came up down in Kent, removing the Ukrainian flag. Because during the election, when Farage and those comments came out that he had made about Putin, Farage took a very big hit in the popularity polls rating. Starmer should have gone in hard, reminding people about those comments, like, why are you removing the Ukrainian flag when it's a sign of solidarity with a country that is being invaded? Oh, that's right. Look at all these comments that Nigel Farage has made about Putin. Could have gone that way instead. But of course, you've got some other stuff to look forward to in the coming weeks. We've got this big Brexit reset, so we know that a youth mobility scheme is coming. Oh. We know a youth mobility scheme is coming, which you may remember them say, oh no, we're not doing a youth mobility scheme. Meanwhile, that's exactly what they were playing. So they are on course, at least for the grand Brexit reset, to make things at least a lot better in that area. And then it goes back into one of the things I always said, was you get to a point with that reset, you can just turn around and just go, this is Brexit. This is as best as it is ever going to get. And you're really sure you want to continue with this. Like I say, we'll see what happens. When that talks happen, of course Farage will cry Brexit betrayal, because of course he will. Of course he will. And then meanwhile, it'll be left to him to say, the attack back should be, well, actually, you said all this stuff about Brexit, how great and wonderful doing Brexit would be. Oh. I don't know if he's... There he goes. I don't know what he's doing there. Oh. I think he's just got the runs. By the looks of it. Anyway. So, yeah, EU reset. I think that's going in a good direction when it goes. Of course, the peace negotiations naturally broke down. There's basically going to be a prisoner exchange of like 1,000 prisoners. But other than that, that's it. No ceasefire talks, no peace talks or anything like that, because, as we said before, Putin doesn't want that type of thing. All Trump really needs to start doing is apply some serious pressure on Putin. That's all he needs to do, and it seems to slowly but surely be going in that direction. But we'll see. Yeah, Charles, yeah, that's a very good point. How long until middle-aged Brexiteers complain that they don't have EU mobility? Oh, Richard, you're off. Good luck in your food shopping adventure. Good luck. Like I say, we're coming to the end of the Good Morning Walk ourselves, so we'll be finishing up or wrapping up pretty soon. But you look at airport queues, you look at the pictures that have come out, a lot of people constantly say, why are we in this queue? And it's about to get a whole lot worse, now that you have to have your photo and your fingerprints stuff taken, that is going to be probably maybe easily the big thing that drives a lot of people to realise they're going to be driven to sort of realise, oh yeah, it was so much better back in the day because you could just go straight through this passport control, no problem. Now I have to sit here for God knows how long, having my photo taken and thumbprint scanned every single time. And we've seen it like clockwork every year. And we'll see it again soon, I can guarantee you. The EU ruined my holiday, courtesy of the Daily Mail, etc. Yeah, Trump, can he slap down Putin and move up the hard man rankings? Well, if he wanted to, he could. If he really wanted to play hardball with Putin, he absolutely could. He could have legitimately ended this war. Maybe not in a day, but he could have done if he'd applied pressure. If he'd applied pressure to Putin instead of Ukraine. Because in this conflict, Ukraine is not the problem. It's Russia. It's Putin that is the problem. But at least it does seem that thanks to the work of, Macron, Starmer and Schultz, they've been pulling him away from his pro-Putin, pro-Kremlin stance. So that is something that should be celebrated, at least. The fact that they've managed to get him to be pulled away from all that stuff. Because it does seem that he's been absorbing a lot of, pro-Kremlin, talking news points that he's listened to. And that's why I think he was so hard on Zelensky at the start of all this. Now he seems to have at least realised that, oh no, it's Vladimir taking him for the joke, or, not playing ball on this. So anyway, we'll see how that develops. But honestly, so far those peace talks didn't really go anywhere, except just a prisoner exchange, and there's no peace talks happening. There's no ceasefire agreed. It's just a prisoner exchange. Putin didn't even turn up. So, as always, thank you very much for joining me today on the Good Morning Walk. Like I say, please do remember to click the like and share button on your way out. And of course, as always, we'll see you all next time on the Good Morning Walk. And of course, until then, we have many various good videos coming out for you soon. A lot of the stuff talking about reform and the council chaos that they are creating. Like I said before, really good opportunity for people to actually learn about what their local council does and why it's so important. Maybe next time you have a local election to, maybe go out and vote for your candidate. But as always, thank you very much for watching. And of course, as always, we'll see you all next time.